Several years ago, a criminal named Eel O'Brien, accompanied by his band of cohorts, infiltrated a chemical manufacturing facility called the Crawford Chemical Works with the intent to steal. However, the authorities quickly arrived at the location, and as Eel and his accomplices scattered, a police officer shot at him, resulting in a vat full of acid falling on him. Despite his injuries, he managed to escape to the exterior, but eventually succumbed to unconsciousness due to the acid's effects. Shortly after he awoke, Eel discovered his skin had become pliable and uncontrollable, taking on bizarre and alarming shapes. His appearance frightened everyone he encountered. Police officers, intoxicated individuals, and even his own crew, who, believing he had perished, fired at him when they witnessed his altered state. Thus, that is a brief backstory of a comic book character I regard as one of the greatest of all time. I truly believe he ranks among the most hilarious characters in comic book history. I've been planning to make this video for some time. This discussion will stick to DC's New 52 version of Plastic Man, as it is less confusing than his role in Post-Crisis. In the New 52, Plastic Man may not be the surprising force of nature he was during the Post-Crisis era, yet he remains an exceptionally capable shapeshifter. He adds considerable adaptability to the mix, with the ability to transform himself into just about anything. He's notably strong and extremely resilient, largely impervious to most sharp attacks, as well as extremes in temperature and radiation. His resistance to blunt trauma is impressive, though it doesn't match up to his defenses against other forms of damage. Nonetheless, many of his skills like shapeshifting don't offer much advantage in combat, particularly because he tends to not take conflicts seriously and occasionally underperforms. Yet, the following achievements are either fascinating or downright remarkable. For instance, this scenario demonstrates his resilience, as he withstands a barrage of bullets fired by military forces. In another scene, he transforms his goggles into binoculars. Not particularly impressive, but thought it was cool anyways. Following an incident where he is boiled, Plastic Man's form explodes into various sentient spheres. Each sphere contributes its own comedic quip, as if they have their own personality. And then he reabsorbs the spheres. Here, he was a second away from placing his arrow in Green Lantern's back. Or what about Plastic Man turning into a shield to save Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho? When his team needed a hot air balloon, he simply became one. Off-road vehicle? He's got you covered. Emergency kit didn't come with a gas mask? He can make one on the spot for you. Have to do a little digging? Guess who can help with that? What about this funny moment with Bane? Plastic Man broken? I think not. In another sequence, we witness Plastic Man confronted by an adversary employing cliched military equipment. A representation of Russia, Plastic Man quips that he's also adept at mimicking stereotypes and proceeds to deliver an Arnold Schwarzenegger impression. There was a moment where he absorbed Disposable Man, and that enabled him to clone himself. In a different issue, we observe Plastic Man morphing into an insect, which Mr. Terrific uses as a mount for entering a battle. Subsequently, he amalgamates with Mr. Terrific and Metamorpho, transforming into Mr. Plastomorpho Man. Can you imagine him as a 16-wheeler? Have you seen him as a sailplane? Or as an extremely large spray bottle? Maybe you'll need a mobile earth drill someday? He can help with that. What if you need a small plane for whatever reason? Need a slingshot? Or maybe you need to be slingshot somewhere? Ask Plastic Man. In another instance, he shapes himself into a bouncing ball to patrol his city. One comic panel humorously depicts him resembling Wonder Woman. At another point, he morphs into a rocket. Then he turns into a cannon and transforms into a tank. Considering a cat? Well, here's a terrifying one for you. Need a ladder? Easily done. Or perhaps a crane? Maybe a sports car? How about a kite? Interested in seeing him as Harley Quinn? You don't like Harley Quinn with pants on? No problem. Need quick transportation over long distances? He's up for it. Thinking of something humorous like a butt face? He can make one for you. Just don't poke at it. Want a horse? Coming right up. Here he is, mimicking a crane once more. I wouldn't want to play a game of rock, paper, scissors with this dude. See what I mean? Transforming into a chainsaw, perhaps? Or maybe a carjack. Can you imagine him as a giant snake? Or what about a shark? But after all these transformations by Plastic Man, if you're still not amazed, up next is his reaction to your opinion. Hope you liked the video. If you did, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons.